And as she suffers, dear Lord, we ask that thou is pleased to, from the crown of her head to the soles of her feet, put your healing and comforting touch on her. Give her that blessed assurance that you will say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. We ask that thou is pleased to remember everyone else in the community who might be ailing at this time. We ask that thou is pleased to bless them. Touch them in a special way. We are here, Father, because another of your servants has retired, Honorable Joseph Parry. And as a community, we would like to thank him for his stalwart service, not only to his constituency, but to the whole of Nevis. We ask that thou wilt also bless him and give him a blessed retirement. As we look forward to the next representative, we ask that thou wilt please to bless us as we speak to the people about what we have in store for them. Bless the meeting. Give everyone listening ears and understanding hearts. And may the speakers be clear and concise. Bless our meeting. Bless this community. These mercies we ask in your name. Amen.
I want to thank Sister Charlene for that prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful evening here in Jessups. People of St. Thomas's Parish, we are coming before you this evening as we have come before you many nights before, because we have an opportunity, or better yet, you, the people of the great parish of St. Thomas's, you have an opportunity, and it's an extraordinary opportunity. It's not one that comes around very often, where you get to have a do-over of the 2017 elections with all of the benefit of hindsight with you. Because you see, in 2017, we had elections for the Nevis Island Assembly, Nevis Island government. And the Concerned Citizens Movement was returned as the party in government with 4 out of 5 seats. The good people of St. Thomas's saw it fit to stick with the Honorable Joseph Parry. But the Honorable Joseph Parry has said that he has done a long turn, and he decided that it was time to hang up his boots, that it was time for a new generation of politicians to come on the scene, for the new generation to step forward and pick up the mantle and to lead. And so the Honorable Joseph Parry has bowed out gracefully into retirement. And that has set the stage, ladies and gentlemen, for the NRP to bring forward a new candidate, and for the CCM to bring before you our candidate, the man Keith Scarborough, MBE, a man who is well known all over the island of Nevis, a man who has contributed greatly in the area of culture. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scarborough is our most consistent calypsonian here on the island of Nevis. He has been singing for as long as some of us have been alive. Every single year, consistently. And it shows that when he puts his mind to something, that he is someone who is dedicated. And that is the type of dedication that we know that he will bring to government. And that is why we, the Concerned Citizens Movement, have seen it fit to bring him before you again. He has come before you before. And the people of St. Thomas's, all of you have said, you want to stick with the NRP. But ladies and gentlemen, the world turns every day and times change. And this is such a time where a change is needed, where a change is a good thing, where a change is the best thing. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, the only option you have is to change, or you stay and get lost in the past. You see, ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, you have the benefit of hindsight. Because regardless to what the outcome is on Thursday, the CCM will be the government on Friday. So we are saying to you, take the opportunity and send your representative to government. Send your representative to be a part of the cabinet, where he will have a voice. And we all know that Keith Scarborough has a voice, and a big one too. And his voice will be heard. You have heard him come around, and he has told you about the things that he is committed to do on behalf of the people of St. Thomas's. And we believe that he will do these things, and all of us in the government will be there to ensure that he gets all of these things done. So ladies and gentlemen, we are saying to you that it is really, really simple. Are you going to vote to send somebody to the opposition just to come to the House of Assembly when the House of Assembly is on to talk? Or are you going to send a man to government who is going to be working on your behalf day in and day out to ensure that your needs here in St. Thomas's are met? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a packed night for you as usual. So we are about to get going. And we are going to get going in a big way. I want to call to the mic the representative for your adjacent parish of St. Paul's, the Honorable Spencer Brand.
The message is in the music. The message is in the music. Good night, good night, good night to Jessups Village. We are here once again. A different location, but the same message. I want to say good night to all those who are viewing. I understand that we are being seen all the way in Taiwan by some of our citizens there in Taiwan. I want to say hello to you. I want to say hello to those who are viewing this edition of this campaign in New York, in California, in Florida, in Canada, all over the world. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. This is your CCM Blue Machine. This is hammer time again, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say a very pleasant good evening to the good people of Jessups, St. Thomas's constituency. And as the master of ceremony would have indicated, this by-election should be an easy decision for you, the residents of Jessups. In 2017, the island of Nevis went to an election, and 4 constituencies on the island of Nevis would have supported and elected the CCM candidates. You, the residents and voters of St. Thomas's, would have elected a man whom you have elected many times over, the Honorable Joseph Parry. And he, in December, would have indicated that it's time for him to go into retirement. And I want to take this opportunity and offer my thanks and congratulations to the Honorable Joseph Parry for the part that he would have played in the development of the island of Nevis. And the record would show that he would have served the people of St. Thomas's for many decades. But we are at a crossroads, ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's. The formation of the NRP is very much embedded in St. Thomas's. It was from the constituency of St. Thomas's that you gave the island of Nevis its first premier. It was from the constituency of St. Thomas's where you gave the island of Nevis its first national hero in Dr. Simeon Daniel of blessed memory. Ladies and gentlemen, that NRP is no more. I hear the leader of this party and the leader of this government saying that the leader of NRP is now in town. I don't know what he's talking about. Because as far as we in Charlestown are concerned, there will be no leader that will come out of Charlestown for NRP. And I will see to that. I will see to that. Ladies and gentlemen, you in St. Thomas's have a golden opportunity. It is an opportunity that does not come around too often. But you have been given the opportunity to have 2 bites at this cherry. And you must make a decision whether you want to send someone in Parliament simply to stand up and make noise, or you want to send someone in Parliament to be in cabinet and to be in government. And that should be, ladies and gentlemen, a very simple decision for you. Because I would put it to you that come Friday morning, after you would have voted here on Thursday, and the votes would have been counted on Thursday night, come Friday morning, the Concerned Citizens Movement Party will still be in government. The Honorable Mark Brantley will still be the Premier of Nevis. So, this should be an easy choice. This should be an easy choice. We know that you have traditionally voted for the NRP, but we are saying to you that we are bringing to you a man who is eager, who is rearing and ready to go to serve you and to represent you. Keith Scarborough. Say what you like about Keith Scarborough. He is committed to the task. He is dedicated to the task. He is up to the task. And I'm calling upon you in St. Thomas's to send him to fulfill that task. He have outlined an ambitious agenda for the constituency of St. Thomas's. And I want to say to you that you must allow him this period for the next 3 years to prove himself. You can give him that opportunity to prove himself. And I know that this and that will not disappoint you. I am confident that he will join a team that will continue to work for the island and for the people of Nevis. So St. Thomas's, we are here to call upon you tonight to go out to vote on Thursday. We are here to call upon you to go out to vote on Thursday for the hammer. We are here to call upon you tonight to go out and vote on Thursday for the Concerned Citizens Movement Party, to vote for Keith Scarborough, to vote for your country, and to ensure that your constituency will have a representative in government and in cabinet. We cannot make it more simple for you. We cannot explain it to you any simpler. It is an easy choice for you, residents of St. Thomas's. We are saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that come Thursday, your choice should be easy. We want you to go out to vote early. Go out to vote early Thursday and cast your vote for Keith Scarborough. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that the island of Nevis is not awash in a whole lot of money as some other countries. And every single elected representative, along with the nominated members, every time they go to cabinet, they make the case for certain things to be done. And we are saying to you that you must allow yourself that voice in cabinet in the person of Keith Scarborough. Give yourself that voice in cabinet to have someone to speak up on your behalf. Now, CCM has always been a good, caring government. And while you may not have someone in cabinet at the moment, your CCM party continue to look out after the constituency of St. Thomas's. You, the residents of Jessups, would recognize that we would have constructed roads here in Jessups, even though you do not have a representative in cabinet. We would have completed the first phase of the Island Main Road from Cotton Ground to Cliff Dwellers, despite you do not have a representative in cabinet. We continue to see the great strides of Paradise Hotel, and your CCM government would have resurrected that. We continue to see the benefits of the $60+ million that the Four Seasons would have spent to upgrade that facility. All of these are here in the constituency of St. Thomas's. And now, ladies and gentlemen, St. Thomas's is fast becoming probably the new financial center for the island of Nevis, with 2 banks. And we are saying to you that there were other opportunities for the location of those banks. But we believe that despite you not having a representative in cabinet, we were able to attract these 2 banks in the constituency of St. Thomas's. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it was just a few short weeks ago when the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, through the instrumentality of the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, opened, albeit a piece of road, but that shows the commitment of your CCM government to the constituency of St. Thomas's. And I'm saying to you tonight, If all of these things are happening in St. Thomas's without a representative in cabinet, you can only imagine the other developments and the other activities that will take place when Keith Scarborough becomes a member of the cabinet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think seriously about the decision that you will make on Thursday. While I believe it should be an easy decision, we know that you have traditionally supported the NRP, and that is your right. That is your right. This is a democracy. And that is why we are here campaigning and asking you for your support of Keith Scarborough. While you may have traditionally supported the NRP, we are saying to you that this is an opportunity for you to elect someone that will be in cabinet and will speak up on your behalf. It is a simple decision, ladies and gentlemen. We are not saying that you must not continue to love the party of your choice. We are simply saying that you must give yourself the opportunity to have a representative in cabinet. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our plea. That is the argument that we are making to you, the residents of St. Thomas's. And we want you to encourage your friends, your families, and your neighbor to support Keith Scarborough on Thursday. We want you to create history in St. Thomas's once again. Because you have traditionally created history. You have created history by ensuring that out of St. Thomas's, you have the first premier. You have created history in St. Thomas's. So we want you to create history come Thursday. We want you to create a history by sending an MBE to cabinet for the first time in the island of Nevis. We want you to create history in the island of Nevis by ensuring that your CCM party has all 5 elected seats on the island of Nevis, and strengthen the hand of your CCM government. So, Jessups Village, St. Thomas's, our request is simple. And we want you to take this decision seriously. This should be a decision in the interests of your country. It should be a decision in the interests of your children and your children's children. It should be a decision for our country. And we are calling upon you, the residents of St. Thomas's, to make it happen. Make it happen. Make your country proud. Make your children and your children proud by ensuring that Thursday you will elect Keith Descendant Scarborough as the next representative of the constituency of St. Thomas's. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Honorable Spencer Brand. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a clear decision. Clear decision. It's like night and day in this by-election, ladies and gentlemen. On the one side, you have a choice that will give you a representative who is going to be working on your behalf every single day in government. The Premier has said it. He has a chair already there waiting for Keith Scarborough. And on the other hand, what will you have? Somebody who come talk every now and again, but will not be able to affect policies can do much from in opposition. And you know, I believe that St. Thomas's is ripe to get with the times. The other 4 parishes in Nevis have already said emphatically that the concerned citizens movement is the way to go. And we are calling on you now, the people of St. Thomas's, to follow your brothers and sisters, your cousins, your aunts, uncles from all over Nevis, and do what's in the best interests of St. Thomas's, and not just St. Thomas's. Do what's in the best interest of all of Nevis. Give the concerned citizens movement the full mandate. Give Keith Scarborough your vote come Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on with the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, and without any further ado, we're going to go straight to the man himself. The man who is putting himself up for elections here in St. Thomas's. And you know, we want you to listen to what he has to say, because he has a good message. He has an honest message. He's somebody who is going to be coming to work on your behalf. So please help me welcome to the mic, soon to be the next representative for St. Thomas's Parish, Mr. Keith Scarborough, MBE.
We always say there is love among us.
Now is the time to show that we're serious. Let us all pull together as one
to help eradicate starvation.
Now is the time to do the things you said. Now is the time to help in every way. Now is the time.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups. Good evening to all of you who would have traveled from far and near to be with us here this evening. Before I go on, I want to say that we are a party that has great respect for the churches in Nevis. And those in Jessups as well. We have great respect for the churches. We are a very religious party. In our party, the former leader was a lay preacher. The former chair was also a lay preacher. Our current leader is a very spiritual person. Myself and Alexis, we are good church members when we get the time. So, and I forget my good friend Spencer Brand, who is also almost like a lay preacher himself. So we are a godly party, and we have great respect for the churches in Nevis and of course here in Jessups village. We recognize that the church below us on our right hand side was having a service, so we make sure not to disturb that church. And we try our best not to disturb any church at all. I just wanted to make that point very clear. Now, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, again, it's a little unfortunate that we had to be here when the good lady, Mrs. Martin, is not feeling in the best of health. And we want to apologize for that, because we really would not like to disturb Mrs. Martin's rest. However, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to have a very important meeting, a very important discussion with you, the good people of Jessups village. Because, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, we recognize that you were in the forefront of the struggles since the 1970s when the NRP was formed. You were solidly, like most of Nevis, behind the Nevis Reformation Party. We know you were then fighting for liberty. And this evening, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, I am asking you once again to use your good powers, to use that strength of camaraderie and togetherness that you used in 1970 to push forward the concerns of the people of Nevis through the Nevis Reformation Party. You're called upon this evening to do a similar thing. We understand, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, your loyalty. We quite understand your loyalty to your party. But what we are facing on Thursday, March 5th, is a golden opportunity to get your concerns addressed for the next 3 years. To get your concerns addressed, to get further development. Well, you will get development once the concerned citizens movement are in power. But to get an opportunity to put somebody inside cabinet to raise all of your concerns here in St. Thomas's Parish. Ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, some will tell you that nothing has been done in St. Thomas's by the Concerned Citizens Movement Party. And I want to point out to you that right here in Jessups Village, there was a back road. There is a back road that leads from the bottom of the car garage. I forget the name of the guy. Bottom of Mikey, who recently passed away, going all the way up to where Vil live, coming along by the old Ronnie Phillips's. That road was almost like a forest for a number of years. But the Concerned Citizens Movement Party in government is one who cares about all of the people of Nevis, all of the constituencies. And so, the Concerned Citizens Movement saw it fit to develop that road, to construct that road. And now you have a beautiful piece of road going the back of Jessups, coming right out by the Phillipses, coming right where Keith Atherton used to be. That was done by the Concerned Citizens Movement only last year. The roads in the housing project, where my good friend Esther lives, that housing project roads was completed last year as well by the Concerned Citizens Movement Party in government. And we intend to do lots more for the good people of Jessups. Same way we intend to do a lot for the good people of Cotton Ground, Westbury, Barnesgut, and Craddock Road. But ladies and gentlemen, before I get to some of the things I would like to do myself, I want to speak to you clearly about what is happening on Thursday, March 5th. It is a by-election. It is not an election that decides who governs the island of Nevis. That was decided in 2017. What you have on March 5th, Thursday, just 2 days away, is an opportunity that was given to us by the resignation of Mr. Joseph Parry. Mr. Parry, who would have served for over 30 years, has decided to call it quits. And I have said elsewhere that I believe the resignation of Mr. Parry is almost like a miracle. And why do I say that? I say that because it gives St. Thomas's Parish the opportunity to send someone into cabinet. Because the Concerned Citizens Movement in 2017 won 4 seats. They won 4 seats, and Mr. Parry won the other one. It means then that the Concerned Citizens Movement will be in power for a little less than 3 years. And had Mr. Parry not resigned, the NRP would have had a representative on the opposition bench. And ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is quite clear to me, and I'm sure to most of Nevis, that the Concerned Citizens Movement, after the end of this 3-year period, will be given another 5 years, and another 5 years, and another 5 years, and on and on and on. So this decision on March 5th gives us a golden opportunity to put the representative for St. Thomas's Parish into cabinet and into government to take care of your concerns, to help to develop the constituency further. And that is what you're looking at on March 5th, 2 days from now. Now you have 2 candidates, and like I would have said elsewhere, both want to see St. Thomas's get his fair share, so to speak. We both want to see the best for St. Thomas's Parish. But what you have, ladies and gentlemen, what you have is that one will go in the opposition benches, on the opposition benches. So really cannot do anything for you. No matter how good intention they say that person is. No matter what brilliant idea they say that person have. Can't help you. The other one, which is I, Keith Scarborough, once I am successful at the polls, I will be able to go straight into government and start working for you immediately. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, what the people on the other side are asking you to do unfairly is to vote for somebody to go on the opposition benches. 1. To vote for somebody who cannot help you. 2. And most importantly, to vote for somebody who can't even vote for themselves. Can't vote for himself. That you have to understand. My opponent cannot vote for herself. And why? Because she resides in Gingerland for the last 10 years. So her name is in Gingerland. They are asking you, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, to vote for somebody that you do not know. She don't know you and you don't know her. But they're asking you to vote for that. And I know you, the good people of Jessups, are very intelligent. Highly intelligent people here in Jessups village. And St. Thomas's in a whole. So sometimes I ask myself, why do they want to insult the good intelligence of the people of St. Thomas's Parish? Ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, the decision for you is quite simple. It's quite a simple decision. The message as well is quite simple. You vote for one that will go into government immediately and start working for you, or you vote for the other to go on the opposition benches and do nothing. And the message is resonating throughout the constituency, and it is beginning to get to those on the opposition side. So nowadays, over the last couple of days, everywhere we go, to house, they go the next day. Everywhere we turn, they turn the next day. And we are hearing them beginning to beg and plead with persons to support their candidate because they need somebody on the opposition benches. Well, who need person on the opposition benches? They say they need a voice, an opposing voice. Well, we hear their voices every day because that's what they do. That's what they do. But you, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, who was in the vanguard in 1970, fighting for liberty, I am sure that you know the importance of this election. I am sure you know that once again, St. Thomas's Parish have an opportunity to get their representative inside of government. It is a golden opportunity, like I said before, simply because the government go on for the next 3 years. Go on for the next 3 years. And ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, I understand clearly why you're having second thoughts or some thoughts about changing from your party, because your stalwarts that you supported for all these years has been here from St. Thomas's Parish. Simeon Daniel, Joseph Parry, my good friend Victor J. Some real stalwarts came out of St. Thomas's Parish. Even those who were not candidates, strong supporters, were stalwarts from here from St. Thomas's Parish. But what do you have now, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups? The leader of the party is from Charlestown. The deputy leader of the party is from Charlestown. The chairman is from St. James's. Nothing is left for St. Thomas's Parish that you used to lift up. Nothing is left. So there's absolutely no need for you to feel loyal, because the ones who you were loyal to are no longer there. They're no longer there. What you have right now in your presence, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, is I, Keith Scarborough, who would have lived between you for the last 35 years. I am one of you. I am one of you. All the accolades and awards, the accolades and awards that I would have received, my address said Cotton Ground. He didn't say Gingerland. He said Cotton Ground. Every mail I get, every bill I get, my address is Cotton Ground. St. Thomas's. That is my address. I have contributed to St. Thomas's in a number of ways. A number of ways. A lot of you may not know, but I have opened the bat for Jessups on several occasions. In cricket, in the first division, open the bowling and open the bat for Jessups. I did the same for Cotton Ground. I captained Cotton Ground second division team. I made a lot of runs. And I got a lot of wickets. Ask my good friend Tony Martin. He was part of that team with me. I was better than him in everything. But ladies and gentlemen, back to serious point. You have an opportunity, a golden opportunity, to send a representative from St. Thomas's into the cabinet of the Nevis Island administration. And it's one of yours. Yes, I wasn't born in St. Thomas's Parish, but I live more years here in St. Thomas's Parish than I have done in Charlestown. So you could feel comfortable with me as your representative. Very comfortable. And I'm a fellow that hate to fail. I hate to fail. So once I say I am going to do some things for the constituency of St. Thomas's Parish, I will give it my all. I normally do. I'll give it my best shot. I have outlined a number of things that I want to do for St. Thomas's Parish. Some of the things are very simple, easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of money to do it. And ladies and gentlemen, what have I decided to do in the first instance? I recall that St. Thomas's Parish was a breadbasket for cricketers. We used to be very active in sports here in St. Thomas's Parish. I remember Jessups had a wonderful cricket team. This is where Keith Atherton came from. It was from the Jessups cricket team. Warrington Phillip, Halstead Tyson, my good friend Fox, he too played good cricket. They all came from the Jessups cricket team. But sadly, we don't have one anymore. We had a ladies team, yes. Sadly, we don't have one anymore. We have no football team in Jessups. No basketball team in Jessups. Even though we have a nice basketball court right here in Jessups that we are going to resurface and light. Because we want to encourage the young ones here to get involved in all of the sports. The cricket, the football and the basketball. Netball, yes. But the first three I want to move on to develop because it's easier to do. It's easier to do because the girls in the village seems not to be too keen on playing netball. But ladies and gentlemen, I have decided to go to the Pioneers football team, cricket team and basketball team because they currently exist. They exist and they're doing a wonderful job. I want to expand on all those teams by naming them St. Thomas's United Cricket Team, football team and basketball team, which would give the persons from Jessups, Banscott, Westbury, Craddock a golden opportunity to become part of those teams until they could develop their own team. I want to do it through sports. I believe now that we have the peace and tranquility here in St. Thomas's Parish, we must now look towards developing the youth in sports and culture. Train them in other aspects, of course, but sports and culture are very easy for them to get involved in. So they must be able to play a sport or should get involved in playing a sport while they're trained in other aspects of life, academically and otherwise. Ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, I don't want to spend too long tonight because I think you would have gotten the message. You would have heard from my colleagues so far, and you will hear from my other colleagues. What a wonderful opportunity you have. And you must grab this opportunity. Grab this opportunity on Thursday, 5th March. Send your representative into cabinet, into government, into parliament to work for you. It's a simple choice. And I believe, I have confidence in you. I know you know what is right. I know that you know the message we are bringing to you is a good message. It's a true message. It's a message that could lead to greater things for St. Thomas's Parish. So I am depending on you, ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, to do the right thing on Thursday morning. Go to the polls and vote to secure your legacy. Vote to secure your children and grandchildren's future. Ladies and gentlemen of Jessups, I thank you very much for listening to me, and I look forward to your support on March 5th.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it from the man himself. And you know, I did say that you need to listen and pay attention. And I hope you were listening, because the message was on point. You know, Keith Scarborough has said he was not born in St. Thomas's, but he has been here for 30 years. That is a lifetime. 35. And that is a little bit more than a lifetime. And you know, the thing is, he is here willing and able. And that's an important thing. He is willing and he is capable to represent all of you here in St. Thomas's. And I think that was a lovely message that he just brought. He just told you all of the reasons to support him and to support the Concerned Citizens Movement. We know there's history, we know there's legacy, but there comes a time when we have to think about the here and now. There comes a time when we have to think about the future, and that is what this election is about. And if you're thinking about the future, then there is only one choice, and that choice is Keith Scarborough and the CCM. Ladies and gentlemen, we move forward with the meeting, and the next speaker coming to the mic is the deputy leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, none other than the Honorable Alexis Jessups.
The darkness walks behind me, but he will never, 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 never control me. Today I live a life of sorrow, working for the joys of a bright tomorrow, carrying my cross.
My DJ, you could have gone on a little longer.
Carrying my cross. Wisdom, show me the right. Guide me safely through the night.
Thank you very much, DJ. And I don't think I have to speak too loudly tonight because the system is sounding good. I think if I raise my voice some more, I'll be heard all the way on Main Street in Charlestown. But I want to start by saying good night to the people of Jessups. It is so good to be back in Jessups once again. We were here on Friday night, and in short order we are back. And you know why we are back? We are back because we do believe that things have certainly changed here on the island of Nevis. In that, there was a point in time, I believe, way before our time, and way before this great party that comes to you time and time again under the leadership of the Honorable Mark Brantley. There was a point in time when I believe that there were some difficulties in coming, or there was some hesitance in coming. But we have come because you know why? Our message to the people of Jessups, our message to the people of St. Thomas's, our message to the whole of Nevis, as a matter of fact, has always been one, that we believe that the people of this area and the people of Nevis would appreciate hearing. We were here Friday night and we brought a message to you. And we are coming back with the same message. And the same message you have heard earlier tonight from all of the speakers before me, including the one just before me, that's the Honorable Keith This and That Scarborough. Yes, I said it. The Honorable Keith This and That Scarborough would have come before me and brought you the same message over again. And he has been consistent in his delivery to the people of St. Thomas's. He is asking you for your support so that in the next or less than 48 hours, when you go to the poll, he's asking you to vote for him. Vote overwhelmingly for him. So in 48 hours' time, you'll have a new representative here in the constituency of St. Thomas's. So we are less than 48 hours away from polling time. And at least 48 hours thereabout before you get that result. And oh, what a result it would be, because we do believe and we are confident that Keith This and That Scarborough will win this seat come Thursday, the 5th of March. And we are not saying it because we can say it. Of course, we can go to the length and breadth of St. Thomas's and say all kinds of things. But we come with a conviction when we speak. And we are fully convinced with what we are saying. And that's why I stand here tonight and throw my wholehearted support behind Keith This and That Scarborough come the 5th of March. That is Thursday. And ladies and gentlemen, we have been saying consistently that you are going to vote for Keith This and That Scarborough to send him to the cabinet of the Nevis Island administration. Because at least if you were to vote for someone who on the other side, definitely if you vote for them, they're going into opposition. We are not asking you to go and do that. We are asking you to go and vote for Keith This and That Scarborough and send him to government. The other side seems to have a problem with our stance on this. They seem to have a problem with the way we are campaigning. And as a matter of fact, from the last time I checked, this is a free country and a free island for us to speak the way that we speak. And we speak this way because we do believe that the people of St. Thomas's certainly require and deserve the best representation they can get. And that's why we are here this evening and we are preaching the same message. As I said before, some on the other side are vexed about it. And they are trying to justify why you must vote for the other person. But let me tell you this. Even they on the other side are not convinced that you should vote for their candidate. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because if by some miraculous means that person were to win, I'm going to tell you this much, those who are coming in the half-hearted ways and supporting that young lady, they don't want her to win, because if she win, you don't know, we said it before, nobody from the NRP who consider themselves or call themselves the leader will be anywhere close to Parliament ever again. So they're coming in the half-hearted way, but they ain't serious. They don't want her to win. We don't want her to win. The people of St. Thomas's must understand that if the NRP don't want her to win, well, don't go and vote for her. Vote for Keith. Vote for Keith This and That Scarborough. Because we are fully convinced that is the best way to vote come this by-election on the 5th of March. That is where the results would be. The results would ultimately be that Keith This and That Scarborough, with all of the plans and programs he has laid out tonight, all of the plans and programs that he continued to repeat night after night since his campaign has started. As a matter of fact, I can go back and say that when he was running in those local elections, he had the same ideas that he would have brought to you and have asked you in the past and has come back again and said, vote for me. Let me go to work to construct roads in your area. Let me go to work to improve the human resource capital in St. Thomas's. Let me go to work to refurbish the basketball courts in Jessups, in Cotton Ground. Let me go to work to build a stadium at the playfield in Cotton Ground. Let me go to work so that I can find additional lands to build more housing in St. Thomas's. That is what he has been saying. I am repeating him by saying, let me go to work as if it is me, but I'm going to work with him too. All of us are going to work together to make sure that Keith, this and that Scarborough, the plans that he brings to us in cabinet, we are going to support him 100% to make sure it gets done. Because I've said before, when it comes to St. Thomas's, no one in St. Thomas's is any less a citizen than anyone in St. James, St. John's, St. Paul's, or St. George's. Everyone on this island, you're 100% citizen of the island of Nevis. And even though we have been saying to you to vote for Keith, this and that Scarborough, send him to cabinet where he'll work for you. Even in saying that, we still have the best interest of the entire island at heart. We're not specifically saying that to single out St. Thomas's and saying anything about nothing is going to come if he doesn't come. We have been doing. But all we are doing is reiterating to you that once you send him, you have gotten before, and you'll get even more now that Keith is going to be there. Because when he comes, those same programs I spoke about, those are what he's going to come to try and fulfill on your behalf as the people of St. Thomas's. So those who believe that we're coming with a message, those who believe we're coming with a message that if Keith, this and that Scarborough is not there, nothing would happen, that is the farthest thing from the truth. Because we have been doing. As a matter of fact, you heard Keith said before that everywhere we go in St. Thomas's, they come after. Yesterday we went over to St. Thomas's, over to Cotton Road, in the housing development there. That Kuhun Manor. This afternoon they went over there too, you know. A friend of mine called me from over there and said they came. And what they told him is that, listen, I am in this wonderful development and I have my title to my property because of CCM. That is what they told them. And rightfully so. Because I have said it before and you have heard it said before that same housing development, phase 1 and phase 2, those lands were acquired by the NRP and I commend them for that. But that was done back in 2007 and up to 2013 when we got into government. Those lands were never paid for. And that is not a good thing. We all know, those of us who own a piece of land and have a title to that piece of land, you understand the pride and the dignity that you have with owning that piece of land and having that title that you can wave. So when they went in there this afternoon to campaign to those persons said the right thing. I am a proud homeowner because of the CCM party. And you know what that would translate to? Translate into more votes for Keith. More votes for Keith come on Friday. On Thursday, Thursday the 5th. Let's get it straight because I don't want nobody to show up here on Friday morning. Everything would go over. So I'm saying on Thursday, the 5th of March, when you come here to vote, vote for Keith. But I'm saying over at Kuhun Manor, when we went there and we fixed up that housing development, it was all because your CCM party, under the leadership of the Honorable Mark Brantley, have said to all of us, he has said to us, let us look after Nevis. Let us look after the whole of Nevis. And he don't have to repeat that over and over again. Because as soon as we sit down in cabinet, and we looked at the issues that are before us, it is about the whole of Nevis. In every area. So when we decided to go there, we were fulfilling a mandate that we have for the people of Nevis. And the people of St. Thomas's too. Because as I said before, you're all 100% citizens of this great island. But ladies and gentlemen, on March the 5th, I have said it before and I'm going to repeat it again. go out early and vote. Before you leave your home to go to work, or once you leave your home to go to work, stop at your nearest polling station. If you live in Cotton Ground, you go to the Cotton Ground Community Center. If you live in Barnesgate, Jessups, you come to this polling station right behind me, the Jessups Community Center. Those of you who live in Craddock Road, on the northern side, that's the left-hand side, heading up to the mountain, you go to the NIPAC. That is the Nevis Performing Arts Center. And the reason why we're saying these things, because we do not want to have any confusion on Thursday. We don't want anyone to be wondering where they should go to vote. But I don't want nobody to say that they didn't get to go either at the end of the polling day. Because every single vote on Thursday matters. Every single vote would be important to the ultimate results on Thursday evening. And I want to say to you that the CCM party will certainly come back to thank the people of Jessups and thank the people of St. Thomas's for their tremendous support. Because even the people in Jessups and St. Thomas's requires the best representation they can have. I don't have a difficulty with the former representative of the area, Joseph Parry. I want to commend him for his efforts as the representative of St. Thomas's. I want to commend him. But he was there for 28 years. And for 21 or 22 of those years, he was in opposition. I want to say, as soon as he got into government in 2006, he went about fixing this road up to Barnesgate, down to Cotton Ground, which is good. That is commendable. He built some community centers. That is commendable. But the important thing to note is that he did it when he got back into government. Not got back. When he got into. Because in 1992 he wasn't in government. But when he got back into government in 2000, or got into government in 2006, that is what he did. But he could have only done that for you, the people of St. Thomas's, once he was in government. He made that commitment and he did it. By the same token, the Honorable Keith this and that Scarborough is making some commitments to you here in Jessups, making some commitments to the people of St. Thomas's, and as such, come Thursday, vote for Keith this and that Scarborough, and then you'll realize the true results of his commitments. And that is a simple proposition. It is a simple request from me to you, the people of Jessups. If you want to continue to see things being done in your community by your representative, vote for Keith. If you want to vote for someone in the opposition, then you can go ahead and do so. But when you do that, you're going to get someone who just talks. And let me tell you something, in terms of talking, she's not going to come and talk from her script, Those who can't get into parliament is going to give her a script to bring. They're going to give her a script to bring. Say this and say that and say the other. Because you know what? They can't come to say it. So they're going to send whoever it is. But that's not what you want. The people of Jessups, you are proud people. People of St. Thomas's, you are proud people. And as a proud people, you want to make sure that when you walk the streets of Charlestown, you have your representative who you can brag and boast about. Brag about him doing the same thing that Alexis is doing in St. James. Brag about the same thing that Mark Brantley is doing up in St. John's. The same thing Spencer Brand is doing in Charlestown. And brag about the same thing Eric is doing up in Gingerland. So when you brag about your representative, yes, you'll be bragging that he's doing many things for you. And that's what Keith this and that Scarborough will be doing for you, the people of St. Thomas's. And we have done things in the area, but there's more to be done. Keith has said it. And I'm spending a lot of time on Keith tonight, because we're just 48 hours or less away from polling day. So we have to spend time on him. I believe we can talk about all kind of differences between the CCM and the NRP. We can talk about the things that make CCM the better party for you to vote for. But the man at the center of everything is Keith, this and that Scarborough. And his name is giving those on the other side a lot of headaches. He's giving them a lot of headaches, because I can tell you that those on the other side from the leadership come down. They wanted to come to Jessup and St. Thomas's to run, you know. They wanted to come. But they were sorely disappointed when the former leader decided, no, we're going in this way. Bring somebody back to St. Thomas's who did. She's not living here. Who is she, by the way? I'm trying to figure out if the people of St. Thomas's, or in particular the people of Jessups, before this election, did you see her walk up this road? I don't think nobody ever saw her walking up this road. I don't think anybody saw her in Basgat before. I don't know, but that is what you're being asked to vote for. Someone who you don't know. Someone who has never done anything for you. Someone who hasn't even committed to anything for you. Someone who don't even understand what it means to live in a community. Because she wasn't here. I don't want to spend the time on her, sorry. I ran in an election up there in St. James back in 2017. I said nothing about my opponent, because as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't there. He wasn't among us. And that is why I don't want to spend the time on this young lady, because she's not among you. If she's not among you, how could she understand what your plight are, or what your feelings are, or what you require? You vote for people to represent, who understands. When there's a difficulty with water, she's here, she knows. When there's a difficulty with electricity, if it happens, she knows. But if she don't know these things, how is she going to help you with them, or assist you in getting them rectified? Keith has been here. He has laid it out. 35 years, that's a long, long time to be among people. Living here has not broken that 35 consecutive years. Living in cotton ground. So that has to say something. It has to speak volume about the man who has committed to be among his people and stay in his community. Not someone who jump out and jump in when a situation arises. As a matter of fact, you heard Keith say she can't even vote for herself. That should tell you something. It was never her intention to come back to Cotton Ground or come back to St. Thomas's. She already moved out. Move out. So if she move out, tell her go back to where she came from. That's all. Listen, people, I'm being real tonight, you know. I'm being real. And when I say I'm being real to the people of Jessup and the people of St. Thomas's. When you're looking or seeking for someone to represent you, he or she must be among you. Must be there with you. Must feel the same struggles that you go through. Must understand the same situations that you have to deal with. And that is why I would say bluntly that Keith can tell himself, he can separate himself from the other person. He don't have to talk about her. Even though I spent some time on her, but I just wanted the people of Jessups, the young men and the young women, to understand that even if someone come to you and tell you, vote for this person, ask the questions. Where have you been? Have you come up to the playfield at Jessups? Have you walked the streets? What have you done with us or for us? And that is how you look at a representative. Before I came on the platform, Keith would have told you exactly what he was involved in for many years. He still is a Calypsonian. And even if he wins, or when he wins, he's still going to sing Calypso. Keith, you have to commit to that. Where are you? You're going to still sing. But you don't sing about our government, you know. You're going to still sing. And as a matter of fact, you're going to be in a position where you'll bring other young people along with you as well and pass on those good skills that you have. So Keith is not going to give up on that. So I am saying to you that if the man has proven to you that even before he gets into government, he can manage. He actually managed the Nevis Cricket Association. He was the president. He was the president at one point of the Nevis Cricket Association, and through his leadership, he was able to mold young cricketers, mold the seniors. And Keith, you win some champion. I think you won a championship or two as the president. But whatever it is, he was there because he was committed to building young minds, building skills in this country. or in this island. So he has been there. So his resume has on things that he has accomplished and things that he has done. And I want to applaud Keith for sticking with this thing called politics, because it's not easy. Some people lose one time and go home. Some people lose one time and go home. Keith have lost, yes, at least 3 times before. That hasn't deterred him from coming back. He has come back because I believe that he has that passion in him. And he do believe at some point the people of St. Thomas's will reward him for his efforts. His the old people would say, his stick-to-itiveness. And I believe this is a time when he'll be rewarded. So for his longevity in politics, his stick-to-itiveness, if I want to call it that, the people of Jessups and St. Thomas's will reward him for that. And that's what you look for in a champion, a person of stature and a person of class. You know him well, so vote for him. Tonight was not a night for me to come and talk about issues that are not germane to what we're doing here in Jessup this evening, or what we're trying to accomplish on Friday. I want to be able to say to you, we came tonight and we sold this and that to the people of Jessup. I keep saying Friday. What happened to Friday? Friday is celebration time here. That's why my mind is already on the celebration. My mind is already on the celebration. And it will be a celebration, you know. It will be, because, some people may not have given him a chance. Some people may not. But I know for sure there is going to be history made on the 5th of March. Thursday the 5th of March. Because if they consider Keith to be an underdog, Lord Keith, you're just like me. Because they considered me to be an underdog at some point, and here I am as an elected representative. So Keith, I'm saying to you, keep the faith. You continue to rap on doors over the next 48 hours or less than 48 hours. Rap on doors. Ask every single person in St. Thomas's for their vote. Whether they tell you no, you still ask. Because even when they go into the polling station, when they see the hammer and they see the battle and they see Keith this and that Scarborough beside the hammer, I believe they'll black out everything and vote for the hammer. That is what I believe. Because when they look at the hammer, that represents a party that is building this island and doing marvelous things for the island of Nevis. And when they see Keith this and that Scarborough beside that hammer, they will say, Keith, go to work for us. Use that hammer, continue building, continue working with your CCM party to continue to build this island of Nevis. What a wonderful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a quick run. I'm not so sure I'm going to go on much longer. But I want to leave a simple message with you. This is a historic election. Never before in the history of Nevis have we had a by-election in the parish of St. Thomas. But this time we're having one. And at this point in our development, we need to make sure we keep that momentum going where good things continue to happen in Nevis. I believe that this is not a point in our history where we should be talking, empty promise that you get from the opposition. I believe this is the point in time of our history and our development where we need hard-working, conscientious men and women to work for on behalf of the people of Nevis. So Thursday the 5th of March is a historic day. I dare for you to vote overwhelmingly for Keith this and that Scarborough. Vote overwhelmingly for the CCM party. Vote overwhelmingly for a representative for the parish of St. Thomas. A man who is dedicated to the task. A man who has come and laid out his plans for you. A man who said he is ready to work on your behalf. Vote for Keith this and that Scarborough. Vote for your CCM party. And oh my goodness, thereafter, you will see a wonderful time in this constituency. I do believe the time has come. I do believe this new era that we are facing on the 5th of March is one that has come at the right time. And the right man is there to take us from the past into the future. So keep this and that Scarborough. I wish you welcome the 5th of March. That's on Thursday. I wish you well, and you have the tremendous support behind you from this your great CCM party. People of Jessups, rally with us come March 5th, sorry. Rally with us come March 5th. Vote for Keith this and that Scarborough. Vote for the Hammer. Vote for the CCM party. Get out early, vote early, so that we can count those votes and get the results in early Thursday night. And at the end of it all, you'll have a victory for your CCM party and keep this and that Scarborough. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my quota for tonight. Thank you for listening, and we're going to be in and out of Jessups on Thursday. Any assistance needed, let us know, because we'll get to the polls if we have to. Thank you very much, and get out and vote come Thursday.
Prince of darkness walks behind me, but he will never, 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 never control me.
Thank you, Honorable Alexis Jeffers. Well said. You know, the thing about the CCM, we have speakers after speakers after speakers. And everybody that comes up to talk, the message is on point. People of St. Thomas's, you are hearing the right message right here. And we are asking you to do the right thing come Thursday. And you know what the right thing is? Vote for King. Vote for Keith Scarborough. And send him to the cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration to represent you. Ladies and gentlemen, we go straight into our next speaker, our final speaker, and he is none other than the leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement and the Premier of Nevis, the man who will be Premier on Friday, regardless of the outcome of this election. You already know what the result is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the mic the Honorable Mark Brantley.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no.
Here I come.
Here I come with love and not hatred.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life.
Envy no one, no wish to be with no.
Good evening to the good people of Jessups. I feel like I was just here recently. And we are back. You know why we are back? Because Jessups is critical in this election. And the people of Jessups, we have come speaker after speaker, time after time, doing our walkthroughs and our conversations with you. We have come with a simple message. On Thursday, in the by-election, you have a glorious opportunity to send your representative to government. Since 1992, 28 long years, this parish of St. Thomas, Nevis 5, has for 21 of those 28 years been in opposition. No other parish in the island of Nevis has stayed as long as St. Thomas's in opposition. And I am saying to the people over here, it's time for you to be done with opposition and enter government. Because it is in government that you have your voice around the cabinet table that can agitate on your behalf. I believe the point has been made tonight, and the point has been well made. That when it comes to representation, you have somebody in the parliament to be sure, but to have somebody in the cabinet and in the government is absolutely critical for your case to be made. So when you need something done, you need a road paved, you need lighting, you need a new community, who is going to agitate on your behalf? You may send somebody to be sure to the parliament, and they will get up once every 2 months when we have the parliament, They will get up in the budget. They will say what they want to say. But who do you speak to? Who's your representative? And I'm saying to you here that you have an opportunity in just a few hours. When you go to the polls on Thursday, we are asking you to go out early, to vote early, and to vote for Keith, this and that Scarborough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been having some conversations because I'm calling a lot of people and talking to them on the phone. And one lady said to me that they are supportive of the CCM. She said to me that they understand the message that the CCM is bringing. She said, however, that she has heard some people saying that this is NRP country, so it don't make no sense for them to go out and vote. I'm saying to you tonight that you should go out and vote. You should go out and make your mark, and make that mark for the Concerned Citizens Movement. Make that mark for Keith Scarborough. This is an opportunity for the people of St. Thomas's to send a representative into government. This is an opportunity for the people of St. Thomas's to break that cycle. I have heard it said that St. Thomas's is the cradle of the NRP. And I believe that the history supports that. Sir Simeon Daniel from up here in Barnesgut was the founder. Joseph Parry was up to recently the leader. He has now resigned and retired from politics. Simeon Daniel was from Barnesgut. Joseph Parry, I'm told, is from Cotton Ground. That NRP, ladies and gentlemen, the NRP of Daniel, the NRP of Parry, the NRP of Victor J. Martin, the NRP of people like Tessie Nisbet, the NRP that was grounded in the parish of St. Thomas's, that NRP is no more. That NRP is no more. The NRP now is being run by a group of fellas. A fella from Charlestown who can't win a seat. A deputy who say coming against me, and that's a dead note. They got a man over in St. James. Who is he, the chairman? I don't know what he is. He's another dead note. Somebody say he deader. So the question is for the people over here in this good parish. That is the NRP you're going to hold on to? I see the NRP has brought a young lady to you. And I have nothing bad to say about her, because like most of the people of St. Thomas's, I don't know her. The people over here don't know her. It's as if somebody has landed from New York City or London and they're told this is now the NRP rep. It is disrespectful to the people of St. Thomas's. Disrespectful to bring a candidate that nobody knows, who has no history in the area, who can't point to anything that she has ever done in the area, who people are saying we don't know, we have never seen, we have never heard. But yet this is the person that NRP is bringing to you and saying vote. That to me is a height of disrespect to the people of St. Thomas's. Because what they're saying to you is that we can bring anybody. We can give you anybody. And you must vote for them because they're NRP. I'm saying no. Don't let anybody take you for granted like that. Don't let anybody take you for granted like that. Because our candidate has lived in this constituency. He has been among you for the past 35 years. I said it at the meeting last night, that I engaged with somebody on social media, and they're saying to me, a strong supporter of the NRP, that the people of St. Thomas's should vote for this young woman because she's an intellectual. That's what they say. And they say this and that is only a Calypsonian. And therefore, the contribution that he has made, for nearly 40 years he has been in the Calypso arena. In the annals of cultural history in the Caribbean, nobody has shown the consistency that he has shown. The stick-to-itiveness, as I call it, that he has shown. The commitment that he has shown. King this and that has been a part of every Culturama Calypso show since he entered the arena. Win lose or draw. Some people, they enter something one time, they lose. They say they're not going to go back. They're not going to go back. King this and that has been there. He has fought the good fight. And I believe that that is the hallmark of the man. A man who is committed to whatever he sets his mind to. He has come to you before. He has contested elections here before, and he has been unsuccessful. I see a lot of people get one cough and they don't come back. Think about it. There have been others. Nurse Patsy comes to mind. Virgil Brown comes to mind. Corey Tyson comes to mind. A lot of people get one little pitter-patter and they don't come back, they don't pass back. This and that is made of different stuff. He's made of sturdier stuff. And he has said that my lot is with the people of St. Thomas's. I am not a fly-by-night. I have not parachuted into the parish now that they've called my name for elections and I'm walking around saying, hello, hello, hello. My name is so-and-so. No, I have lived here. I am committed to the people of St. Thomas's. And that is why even though I have not found favor with them in the past, I keep coming to them. In the hope that comes Thursday, I will find favor. That is commitment, ladies and gentlemen. That is commitment. And that is the hallmark of good leadership. That is the hallmark of good leadership. Somebody who isn't just about success, but somebody who's prepared to fight for it. And even when they are unsuccessful, the fire in them to serve is not diminished. That, to me, speaks volumes about who Keith Scarborough is. And that is why I'm proud to stand here tonight as the leader of this great party, the Big Blue Machine, and to say that I stand with Keith Scarborough and I will welcome him into the cabinet come Friday morning. It is time. It is time for the people of St. Thomas's to do the right thing. And the people of Jessups Parish, this great parish has produced so many great people. It is time for you to do the right thing and send your representative to government. Break the cycle. Because the NRP has given you no reason to continue to support them. No reason whatsoever. You know, I laugh. When I heard tonight, somebody said Parry pull a fast one on them. I laugh. Everybody in Nevis knows that when the NRP was in government, they had two cabinets. You had Parry, Hensley, and the fella there, what his name? Buster. Can't remember his name now. The three of those, they were in one cabinet. Then you had the same Hector and the same Patrice. They were in a separate cabinet. That cabinet there, well, I don't know. That was the Woodlice cabinet, that second one. A different cabinet. And those two musketeers, they did everything in their power to undermine Joseph Parry. Everything in their power they did to undermine the leadership of Joseph Parry. I am not here telling any lies because the people know it to be true. And that is why when Parry decided to leave, Parry come right here in Jessups at the Christmas tree lighting. And Parry named his successor. Parry didn't go through no system, you know. Parry didn't go through no constituency group, you know. Parry said, this woman is who I want. And I'm going to name her because I'm going to put it out there in the public so that when they hear it, they can't do a thing about it. Because Parry knew that if Hector and Patrice them got the chance, one of them wanted to come over here to the parish of St. Thomas's because they like to say St. Thomas is a safe seat for NRP. So one of them wanted to come. Parry said, no, I'm going to pull a fast one of them. I'm going to present them with what they call a fait accompli. It done. They can't do nothing about it. And that is the reason why you have a young person who has come now, who knows nothing about the parish, nothing about the people, and who I understand is being taken around and being introduced to people. This is so and so. Well, you tell me if I say I'm from Brownhill, I should know Brownhill people. If I say I'm from Brownhill, I should know Brownhill people. But that is what we are faced with. And I'm saying to the people of Jessups, do not allow yourselves to be taken for granted. Go out in your numbers and make your mark. I believe Keith Scarborough has put it best. Keith Scarborough has said that he's asking people to look to their children and their grandchildren, look to their legacy. Look to see how you can best develop your community. And the point needs to be made. You know why the point needs to be made? I have had a conversation with some people. And in my conversation with them, they said the NRP was doing a walkthrough. And they said during this walkthrough, they asked the NRP, if your candidate was to be successful in this by-election, what are your plans for the parish of St. Thomas's? They said the young lady said she's going to build a polyclinic, a state-of-the-art clinic that could act as a second hospital for Nevis. And then the person said, I said to her, well, how are you going to achieve that? And you all, that's a very serious thing, you know. Because I had the opportunity to listen to the NRP. They said they're going to build hospital in St. Thomas's. Well, how they're going to build hospital in St. Thomas's? Explain it to me. Because if on Thursday the people of St. Thomas's send their NRP representative, you are sending that representative to opposition. To opposition, what hospital in any country any opposition can build? Tell me that. What hospital in any country any opposition can build? The only people who can build hospitals is the government. So if indeed there's a need for development in any particular part of the country, you must get into government. The only thing the opposition can do is to suggest, recommend, agitate. But at the end of the day, nobody in opposition could appropriate money from the treasury. Nobody, and that's what I'm saying. We must stop trying to fool people. You say that you will come to change politics, but you start out by lying to people. You come to change politics, but you start out by being dishonest and saying to people of St. Thomas's that you will be able to achieve when you know that you will have no power to do what you say you can do. If you want hospital over here come Friday and the NRP candidate is successful, the only way you could get hospital is if she comes and speaks to me. If she comes and speaks to the cabinet. Because the thing that we must all remember is that whatever happens on Thursday, on Friday, the CCM continues in government. That is why this election is different to other elections. This election is different because it affords the people of St. Thomas's to make a decision now, 2 years into a government. And to say that in 2017, in a general election, we voted for Mr. Perry because we wanted the NRP to be in government. All 4 parishes, other than St. Thomas's, decided that they preferred the CCM. And so we ended up with 4 seats to 1. Well, now that one has a do-over. That one gets something that many of us don't get, a second chance. So the question for that one is, what are you going to do with your second chance? Are you going to vote again when now you know that if you vote for the NRP straight to opposition? Or are you going to give the CCM candidate an opportunity to send your representative into government and into the cabinet? I tell you all already, I have a seat already in the cabinet for Keith Scarborough. The seat is there. I have a seat already for him. And there's work to be done. I am saying, send Keith Scarborough to the cabinet. Send Keith Scarborough to the government. And after 3 years, because it's 3 long years we have left in government, you can then make your evaluation in a general election and decide whether you want to keep him and the CCM or you want to change course. But for now, in this election, there is no good reason to reject the opportunity to ensure you have somebody in government. None. Now I hear some of the pundits on radio. Because everybody knows an expert. They go on radio. They go on social media. You know what they say? They say Mark Brantley wants to be a dictator. He wants all 5 seats. I said, well, I find that interesting. Because in Grenada, Keith Mitchell has all 15. I never hear nobody call him dictator. In Barbados, when Mia Matley get all 30, I didn't hear anybody call her dictator. Because the people of the island, the country, the constituents have the opportunity to make up their mind about their representation. And in this instance, we are saying that the best representation that the people of St. Thomas's could get is to send somebody into the government. It's a simple, simple message. I wish I could say it in Spanish, French and German. Simple message. Send somebody to government. That is, on Thursday, what I want you to be thinking about. As you go into the ballot box, you go into the polling station, you go behind that little screen, you get that ballot paper, you get your pencil, you will see the hammer. Don't bother with the rest. You will see the hammer. And you see a square next to the hammer. I'm saying make a neat, nice little X in that square. Right next to the hammer. And make your vote count for something. Send your person, your representative into government. That is the simple message of this election. This election doesn't require too much excitement. It doesn't require too much long talking. Because I believe the people over here understand that message. And that is why the NRP is running scared. That is why the other night, I'm told they had a launch, they bring up Douglas. They bring up all the fellas from the Labour Party in St. Kitts. I say, look at this. Look at this. Culturama come early. Culturama come early. We are saying that this, ladies and gentlemen, in the parish of St. Thomas's, history is an important thing. Because the NRP was formed. I believe the date was 1970. And you know why it was formed? To fight against Labour. The stalwarts over here in St. Thomas's put their lives on the line to fight against Labour. In fact, if history, and my history is good, Tessie Nisbet end up in legal problems because of politics and fighting against Labour. So the people of St. Thomas's were in the vanguard of fighting against the Labour Party. And they launch a candidate over here. And they bring all of Labour of St. Kitts to say to you, the people of St. Thomas's, these are now our friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I can't make it up, I cannot make this up. That is what we have now masquerading as the NRP in the country. And I'm saying to you, it is high time. People have been going around. They're saying, the CCM, they say, has not done anything in St. Thomas's. I am asking the people of St. Thomas's, look around. Look around. There was a housing development right down here to the foot of Jessups. That housing development was put there, but no infrastructure was there. We went in and we put in the roads that the people could be comfortable. We went here in the back of Jessups, we put in that back road, which went there by my friend of blessed memory, Michel Letang, and came around, Mikey. We put that road in. As we go up here, Cahoons. You heard about Cahoon Manor? We went there yesterday. Beautiful roads, beautiful homes, infrastructure, underground. Then have the overhead cable and thing in Cahoon, underground. That is what the CCM has done. Enhanced and increased the property values of the people there. And most importantly, as you would have heard from the Deputy Premier, the Action Minister, the man Alexis Jeffers, most importantly is that in Cahoons, the NRP take the people land and never paid for it. And the CCM had to come and pay the people for their land, and because we have paid them for their land, the young people who now have homes there could get their titles. And that to me is important, ladies and gentlemen. You know what struck me as we walked through Cohoons yesterday? Alexis Jessups was with us. King this and that Scarborough was with us. Spencer Brand was with us. You know what struck me? Is that I kept asking Alexis Jessups, who's the Minister of Lands, the man in charge of land and housing. I said, Alexis, who live here? Whose house is there? Who live in that one? And you know, as the minister, Alexis kept saying, boy, me not sure. Once people come to the corporation and everything is in order, the houses are assigned. And to me, I don't know if he knows what I took away from that. But what I took away from that is that this is a government for everybody. This is a government for everybody. Because in other times and other governments, you had to come and they had to put you through the ringer. They had to know who your mother and your grandmother and your grandfather be before you could get a house. Do you hear that? Some say you had to say Miracle Man. The Miracle Man has retired, now I will leave him alone. But that was the reality here in Nevis. Here is the Minister of Lands walking through a brand new community who is telling me that many of the homes, he himself does not know who the owner of the home is, because the policy of this government is that Nevis is for all Nevisians. The policy of the government is that nobody should be left out. And I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that that is what we have brought, even though in St. Thomas's you have not yet found favor in us. We nevertheless continue to campaign and to come and to come and to come again and to say to you that come Thursday you have an opportunity to break that cycle. Times change. And these are changed times. The NRP that was is no more. The NRP that was is no more. This set of rascals that they have now, you don't know nothing about them. And that is why we are saying, let us now move forward with the big blue machine. Let us move forward with the CCM. Let us give the CCM a chance. We are a young party, full of vim, vigor, and vitality. Let us give the CCM a chance to deliver for the people of St. Thomas's, even more than we have been delivering before. You look up here at the top of this road here. You drive up there now, big bank up there. You go down the foot of Cotton Ground, big bank down there. Somebody said that pretty soon over here will be called Wall Street. You got more bank up down here now in St. Thomas, it looks like, than you got in Charlestown. Wall Street. You look at all the developments that have been happening. The Pinnis Park that is shortly to start. The reopening of Paradise Beach. Paradise Beach, you know. Again, going back to Cohoons yesterday, I saw a young man, his shirt said Paradise Beach Resort. I asked him, young man, you work there? He said, yes. How are things going? He said, man, things are going well. The place is full. I said, how many people work there? He said, nearly 60. I want the people over here to consider that. Nearly 60 people work there. That was a property that was shut down when the CCM took office. Shut down. And we reopened that property. And the owners have expanded that property. And nearly 60 families in Nevis can now eat the bread out of Paradise Beach. In the heart of St. Thomas's. Look at Four Seasons. The NRP boast and said they brought Four Seasons. And yes, Four Seasons came whilst they were in office. But we can boast rightfully and say, we brought Bill Gates. One of the richest men in the world. Now owns Four Seasons. Not only did he buy it, but he spent over $60 million to refurbish it. And a lot of people right here in St. Thomas has made $1 out of that. I hear somebody say there one. So the reality, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is a government that has delivered and will continue to deliver for the people of St. Thomas's. But we are saying to you that if we have done so much, when you do not have a representative in cabinet, my God, if you send somebody there, imagine how much more we can do. How much more we can do when you can turn to your neighbor in Cotton Ground, Keith Scarborough, and say to him, Mr. Scarborough, we have a concern over here on the playing field. We have a concern there in Jessups on the basketball court. We need these matters addressed. And you know that he can take that and go directly to the cabinet on a Wednesday morning and agitate and say, Mr. Premier, my constituents need this address. That is what you want, ladies and gentlemen. The message is a simple, simple message. Others will come promising the sun, moon, and stars. When they come, and they will come. Because just yesterday we went to Cahoons, and somebody commented that they had not yet come. And I like Facebook, you know. I put up a picture on Facebook, say, Lord, look how good we look doing house to house up here. By this afternoon I reached back and all of them park up in Cahoons. All of them. Because follow fashion, that's all it's about. The reality is when they come and they say that they want you to vote for their candidate in this by-election, do two things for me, please. Ask them, one, what will your candidate do if elected in the parish of St. Thomas's? And when they have answered you, ask them, two, how will she accomplish that? Two simple questions. Two simple questions. What will your candidate do if elected? Number two, how will she accomplish that? Because as much noise as you could make in the house, I never see nobody stand over there in the opposition yet and through making noise, bring results, tangible results for the people of the constituency. Your son wants a job. Your daughter needs a house. You want something done. You want a little scholarship. Whatever it may be. Yes, it's open to everybody. But if you can go to your representative and say, hey, when you go in there, I know that only 10 scholarships available and it's 45 people apply. I want you to agitate for my son or my daughter. Well, that is the way it works, you know. He can do that. He can go in and he can say, not to say that he will necessarily be successful, but at least you know that you have somebody in the inside, in the inner belly, in the inner sanctum, in the cabinet. And in this government, we only have one cabinet, we don't have two. One cabinet to agitate for you. And that is a simple argument that we are making. You have an opportunity in this election, because this ain't a general election. And the government is not going to change. Come Friday, same government, same premier, same deputy premier, same ministers come Friday. The only question for the people of St. Thomas is, will your representative join us? Will your representative join us? And the only way that your representative can join us is for Keith Scarborough to be returned as a representative for constituency number 5, St. Thomas's Parish. And so, my beloved people of St. Thomas's, and the people of Jessups more specifically, for all of those who are hearing our voice here, and those who might be watching online, because I'm told we're streaming live as usual, I want to send the message crystal clear that come the 5th of March, this Thursday, the day that the Lord hath made, I want us to rejoice and be glad in it, and to go out early in our numbers and vote for the Concerned Citizens Movement. Vote for Keith Scarborough, a cultural icon in this country, a man who has demonstrated his commitment, his loyalty, his love of country, his service to the people of Nevis. Whether it's culture, cricket, he transformed NTV. He has been involved in so much in this country in his time. And most of all, in my view, he's no stranger to St. Thomas's. He lives here, has lived here for the past 35 years. He's no stranger. He's no Johnny come lately. Or in this case, Cleon come lately. He's not that. He has been here. He has invested his time and his effort here. He has been a part of you. And you know him. You have seen him. You have heard him. You have interacted with him. He is not, ladies and gentlemen, Cleon come lately. He has been here. And I believe that that commitment to service that he has to the people of St. Thomas's is worth something. It is a hallmark of a good leader. It is a hallmark of a committed servant. It is a man who has said to you that despite the setbacks electorally of the past, he continues to be committed to the people of St. Thomas's. I'm saying to reward him. Reward him. Send him to the cabinet. Send him to the government. On Thursday, the good people of Jessups, we are asking you to join us in sending Keith Scarborough to government. On Thursday, we are asking you to break the long cycle that the people of St. Thomas's have been in opposition and send your representative to government. Let Thursday be a glorious dawn in this parish. Let this be a new beginning, a new start, because Sim Daniel and Joseph Parry have gone. They are no longer part of the political process. Sim Daniel has gone to the great beyond. May God bless his soul. And Joseph Parry has said that he no longer wants to be involved. He is retired from the politics. And so the people of St. Thomas's, what reason do you have now? What reason do you have? Because the stalwarts of old are no more. And I know the people over here are not going to go out to support the NRP of Elansville Hector. You will not do it because you don't know him either. And what you have seen of him when he was in government was most unpleasant. And so we are saying to you that there's an opportunity here. You have a man who's a cultural icon, who has been in fact recognized by Her Majesty the Queen as a member of the British Empire because of his contribution to culture. You don't get those things easy, you know. You don't get them easy. It is because of his contribution recognized by Her Majesty that here he is, King this and that, Keith Scarborough, standing before you yet again with the full endorsement of the government, the full endorsement of this great CCM party. And so, my friends, the people of St. Thomas's, I have come from St. John's to come and speak to you. Alexis has come from St. James to speak to you. Spencer has come from St. Paul's to speak to you. Eric has asked me to apologize because he's unwell. But I know that if he were available, he would have come to speak to you. And the man himself, Keith Scarborough, who hopes to represent you, he has come to speak to you. And our message is consistent and it is clear. On Thursday, the 5th of March, we want you to go out early. We want you to go out early. We want to say to the people of St. Thomas's, and more specifically the people of Jessups, that this is your time. This is your opportunity to go out and make a change, make a difference, and vote for yourselves, vote for your children and your grandchildren. And send a man, send a man, send a man, send a man to government. That is the message. Simple and crystal clear. Consistently. Now those of you who are here, I want you to do me a favor. On Thursday, I want you to help your neighbor to get to the polls. On Thursday, if you need help, I want you to reach out to us, because we will be in the area all day helping people to the polls. On Thursday, I want you to call up your friend. I want you to say to your friend, listen, before we get to work, because you have that right under the law, everybody's entitled to take time off to vote. And so I want you to say, before we go to work, let us go together and do something historic on Thursday. Change is in the air in St. Thomas's. And for the first time, we have a real opportunity here to send somebody to government and to elect for the first time in the history of this parish a candidate from the Concerned Citizens Movement. I am saying to the good people here, 21 years, 21 years, 21 long years in opposition is enough. 21 years, 2 decades and a year is enough. Come Thursday, send your representative to government. Send Keith Scarborough to serve you. He's willing, he's able, And I'm asking you to go out in your numbers on Thursday and vote for the hammer. Vote for Keith Scarborough. Vote for the CCM. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do on Thursday? We're going to go out early. We're going to go out early. We're going to vote for Keith Scarborough. We're going to vote for the Concerned Citizens Movement. Put your X next to the hammer and make history in this parish and send your representative to government. Not just to Parliament, but to government. That's our message. Send your representatives. So Keith Scarborough, my brother, in less than 48 hours, I believe the votes will be counted. And in less than 48 hours, I believe that you will be the new representative for the people of St. Thomas's. And we will welcome you into the fold and into the cabinet of the Nevis Island administration. That is what we are seeking to do. But we cannot do it without the help of the people of St. Thomas's. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is not a general election yet. This is a by-election, but it's an important election. And so, we are asking you to go out, early out, and vote for CCM. Before you go to work, vote for CCM. I believe by 2 o'clock on Thursday, it will be all over. By 2 o'clock on Thursday, I believe it will be all over. And that the blue wave that has captured the rest of Nevis would have come to St. Thomas's. And that the people of St. Thomas's would have seen the light and have decided that we will vote for somebody we know, not for somebody we don't know. That will vote to send a member to the cabinet and to the government, not simply to send somebody to opposition. That is the message, as plain and as simple as I could give it to you. So on Thursday, what are we going to do? On Thursday, I want to hear some horns blowing. I want to hear the people here to make some noise. That on Thursday, we are going to go out early. We are going to vote for Keith Scarborough. The people of Jessups in their numbers are going to go out, because come Thursday, it is hammer time. What time it is? Hammer time, hammer time, hammer time. Good night and God bless you.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life.
Thank you very much, Premier. And that brings us to the end of our meeting tonight. Please remember, go out to the polls on Thursday. And when you go to vote, vote for Keith Scarborough. Our meeting tomorrow will be at Market Shop in Cotton Ground. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. One big meeting to finish it off tomorrow. And then Thursday, all of you will go out to vote. Vote for Keith Scarborough and send him to the cabinet of the Nevis Island administration.
Don't forget, we're going to be in Cotton Ground tomorrow, same time. I can see all obstacles. Right in Market Corner. Yeah, build machine again.